What if you could have your very own AI? I'm not talking about borrowing one from a big tech company. I mean one that lives on your machine, knows your world, and keeps your secrets, well, secret. Today, that's exactly what we're diving into, the incredible world of private, personal AI. And really, this is the question that kicks off this whole conversation, isn't it? We've all gotten pretty comfortable asking public AIs like ChatGPT just about anything. But what happens when the stakes get higher? We're talking your private code, your confidential business plans, your personal financial records. Suddenly, the game changes completely. So, here's our game plan. We've broken this down into a few different paths you can take, from super easy to, well, pretty advanced. First, we'll cover why you'd even want to do this. Then we'll walk through the 3 paths: building a simple bot with 0 code, running a powerful AI right on your computer, and for the really ambitious, putting together a dedicated AI machine. After that, we'll get into the secret sauce that makes your AI smart, and then we'll wrap up by looking at where all this is headed. All right, let's dive in. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of how to do all this, we got to tackle the most important question first. With all these amazing public AI tools just a click away, why on earth would you go private? Well, the reasons are actually pretty compelling when you lay them out. I mean, privacy is the obvious one, right? But the real game changer is the customization. Imagine an AI that isn't just a generic tool, but a true expert on your life. An assistant you can feed 10 years of your company's sales data to find trends nobody else could see. You have total control, and hey, you also get a front row seat to one of the biggest tech revolutions happening right now. And this quote from the tech blog GristleKang just hits the nail on the head. It's not about being secretive for the sake of it. It's about protecting your own ideas, your own innovation. If you're building the next big thing, the last thing you want is for your brilliant code to just become training data for a global model you have 0 control over. So at the end of the day, this is the real difference. It's not that public AI is bad. It's just a generalist. It's a jack of all trades trained on the whole internet. A private AI, on the other hand, is a specialist. It's an expert that you create, one that understands the unique context of your life or your business. You stop being just a user of some massive service, and you become the owner of a powerful, tailored tool. All right, time to get our hands dirty. Our first path is the easiest, most accessible way to get started, and I promise you do not need to be a developer or write a single line of code to make this happen. This is such a great starting point for a small business, a creator, really anyone who just wants to see what's possible. It's super simple. First, you just decide what its job is going to be. Let's say handling basic customer service questions. Then you pick a no-code platform. A bunch of them have free options. And then you give it a brain. You can upload your product manuals, point it to your website's FAQ page, and just like that, you have a custom AI agent working for you 24/7. Okay, you've built a bot. You've got the bug. You're probably thinking, what's next? Well, if you're ready to level up and take full control, our second path is for you, bringing the AI completely offline and onto your own computer. Now, this might sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it is surprisingly easy to do. Using a free tool like Ollama, you can download and run these incredibly powerful large language models, the same kind of tech behind the big online services, right on your own laptop or desktop. This means your questions never leave your hard drive. Your AI works even if the internet is out, in case of a zombie apocalypse. It's what true data ownership actually looks like. So, are you ready for the big leagues? Path 3 is for the true enthusiast, the builder who wants to create an absolute monster of a machine, dedicated to one thing and one thing only: pure AI performance. Now, if you look at this list, it kind of looks like a high-end gaming PC, right? But there is one crucial difference. For AI, the GPUs are the absolute star of the show. Think of it like this. Your CPU is like a genius, solving really complex problems one at a time, super fast. But an AI model is more like solving thousands of simpler math problems all at once. And that is exactly what GPUs are designed for. They are the horsepower that makes your AI fly. So, what does it cost to build a machine with that kind of horsepower? Well, it's definitely an investment. This particular build, which its creator nicknamed Mistral, came in at just under $8,000. Now look, you can absolutely build a really capable machine for a lot less, but this gives you a real-world idea of what top-tier, at-home AI power can cost. And this is what that investment buys you: some truly incredible possibilities. We are talking about projects that go way beyond simple questions and answers. Imagine a personal fitness coach that has read every major book on physiology and also knows your personal workout history. Or a totally secure financial advisor that can analyze a decade of your tax returns with zero risk of that data ever seeing the light of day. This is the point where a private AI stops being a tool and starts becoming your own personal superpower. Okay, so we've got our path, whether it's a simple bot or a monster PC. But there's one more piece to this puzzle, and it might just be the most important part. How do you make the AI smart about your stuff? The answer is a really cool technology called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or just RAG for short. Now, the name sounds super technical, but the idea behind it is brilliant, and it's simple. Basically, RAG is like giving your AI a library card to your own private collection of books and documents. It lets the AI look things up in your world before it answers you. The best way to think about it is like an open book test. So you ask your AI a question, but instead of just answering from memory, it does something crucial first. That's step 2. It quickly scans through your private documents, your book, to find the exact information it needs. And only then does it use what it found to give you a smart, accurate answer. This is what keeps the AI grounded in reality and stops it from just making stuff up. So we've seen what you can do with private AI for yourself right now. But let's zoom out a bit. What's on the horizon? Where is this all going? Well, everything we're talking about for our own desktops is scaling up massively. Big companies are building entire platforms so businesses can train models on their own sensitive data, all safely tucked away behind their firewalls. For developers, amazing frameworks are popping up that let them build AI agents that can use both private data and public tools to get things done. And maybe coolest of all, researchers are designing AIs that learn and get smarter over time, right on your phone, without your personal data ever leaving your device. And all of this leads to one final, really powerful question. Think about it. Our personal data, our emails, our notes, our messages, it's basically the blueprint of our lives. And as AI gets more and more powerful, that blueprint becomes incredibly valuable. So you have to ask yourself, who are you going to trust to build with it? It's a question we're all going to have to answer. But one thing's for sure, the future of AI is personal, and it's going to be in our hands.